Greetings, everyone. This is Major, and today is July 8th, and I'd like to make a follow-up video to a topic that I spoke about before, and that is gold versus cryptocurrencies. And in my previous video, I basically made the point that after being a gold bug, saw that cryptocurrencies are a better tool to build wealth and income versus gold. Point blank, bottom line, that's what, after dealing in both worlds I was, as I explained, in the gold market, gold and silver, since about the early 2000s, about 2001, 2002. Like I said, my entry point into gold was around mid 200s, 250, 260, something of that nature. And I rode it all the way up until about, its highs of about 2000. Experienced a dip and exited at a very handsome profit, and have watched it languish in pretty much a bear market. If you look at it from its high of 2000, and it has languished in that $1,000 to $1,200 range for about the last, ever since about 2000, like last couple of years. Now, with that being said, I receive, and from people I know, because I used to really be a big advocate of gold. And if you listen to a lot of the YouTube experts, there are a lot of people that will tell you all of the geopolitical and economic reasons why gold is superior or a great store of value. And now this is my point. When I entered in the early 2000s, yes, because cryptocurrencies there was this option of cryptocurrencies. So I told people what was the best option at the time. So I'm not being hypocritical or jumping ship or being a traitor. It's that at the time, that was the best. If you were looking at fiat currencies versus gold, hands down, gold or silver is a better store of value than not cryptocurrencies, than fiat currencies. So, but today, that's not the case. See, I try to talk about fundamentals. When the fundamentals change, you have to look at things and be willing to change, understand that, okay, something has changed. There's a new player in the market. Things have changed. It's not 2000 anymore. It's not 2002 anymore. So why am I going to sit and, hold on to have my value capital locked up in, silver coins or gold bars right now, today, when I do have the option to exercise that value in a more efficient and more productive way? That's what we're talking about. So if you have $5,000, $50,000, $100,000 today to invest. Now, there's a big difference between growing capital and preserving capital. If all you want to do, if you're sitting on $100 million, or, you just want a portion of your capital because to just be preserved in a hard asset, then gold and silver is great. But if you're looking for that capital to grow, to say, go from 100,000 or even $1 million, if you want that $1 million to become 2 million, $5 million, gold and silver is not the place to be, because of the same things that all the experts will tell you. In one moment, they'll tell you that gold and silver is 100% manipulated. 100%. JP Morgan Chase, all the money center banks, the big Swiss banks, the big European banks, big American banks, totally, through their use of the SLV and the GLD, which is basically paper markets, have 100% control over the price of gold and silver. And they're never going to give that up. The only time you will see, and their stranglehold and manipulation over the gold and silver market has only increased since 2008, or the so-called crash, which was nothing more than a redistribution of wealth. And this is why cryptocurrencies, which is not as manipulated, gives you a better choice, a better option to actually grow your capital from whatever point it's at today. If you look 6 months, if you look a year out, that's the question. If I have, irrelevant of what the number is, X number of dollars, and I say I have X number of dollars to invest. If I put that in however many ounces of gold, let's just go ounce, 1 ounce of gold, one Bitcoin. Bitcoin is more expensive now than an ounce of gold, but so what? We'll just do 1 ounce of gold, one Bitcoin. 6 months from now, which one do you think will have a higher return? That ounce of gold, which is 100% manipulated, and every one of those experts that tell you to buy today, all these experts are still telling you things have changed, but their pitch stays the same. Oh, when the dollar crashes, then gold is going to go to $10,000 an ounce. When the dollar crashes, gold is going to crash. Listen carefully. When the dollar crashes, gold, which is ruled by the paper markets, don't believe me? Go back to 2008. Gold and silver immediately crashed. And now, once again, like I said, their stranglehold even has gotten worse. Why did gold and silver crash while the market was crashing? Because all of these stocks and bond people and all of these people that don't own physical, remember, they own it in their portfolio as paper. But there is no difference in the market. There is no difference in the physical market. There isn't a price for physical versus a price for paper. And this is what the physical, now if you change that fundamental and say, hey, that's the paper price. The physical price is 10,000 an ounce. If the physical people can get together and break away somehow, because up to now they have not. You walk into a gold or silver, anyone, Ampex, any exchange, any of the big gold or silver, they're all going by the price set in London. Every single one of them. They might put on top of it some kind of premium, but nothing outrageous, a couple of percents. But you're not going to see, no one today is selling gold at 5,000 an ounce, 10,000 an ounce, because that's not what London tells them to set it at. Right? So, and then let's just follow the logic. When the crash happens, you want to know what, ladies and gentlemen, when the crash happens, when they say crash, if they're talking about stocks and the fiat currency, the dollar goes to zero, the dollar is worthless, and everybody now knows it, realizes it, okay, that's really happening. Well, I just told you, the price of gold and silver, which is on a paper exchanges, is also going to crash. So that's not going to work. Then, number two, okay, if by crash they mean EMP and, now all the computers have been wiped out and your Bitcoins are worthless also, because your fake money, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies are now worthless because the grid is down. When the grid goes down, you want to know what you need? You don't need gold and silver. You need AR-15s, and you need a million rounds of ammunition, and you need food, and you need shelter, and you need to be able to protect, and you need to use those guns to protect, because now you're in a zombie apocalypse. Now you're in The Walking Dead. Now you're in a situation where security is more important. Now you need to secure whatever it is that you have. If it's gold, if you have gold and you don't have a gun, then guess what? You just given somebody else who has a gun gold and silver. Period. Because the grid is down. It's anarchy. It's the Wild Wild West. It's the Walking Dead. It's the zombie apocalypse. Those people who have, so if you're selling gold, you better be selling guns and sell them as a package. Here you go. We've got a combo deal for you. Guns and gold. Here you go. That would be a better sales pitch, because only then and only in that combination does gold and silver make sense. Because yes, if the grid is down and there are no fiat currencies and there's no cryptocurrencies and it's all about a physical asset, then it's about physical assets, physical food, shelter. And how are you going to exchange that? Now we've just gone back in time. We've entered a time machine. And in that scenario, it's not gold that's paramount. Security is paramount. So things have changed. There's a new player in town that is a better look at Venezuela. What is better for the people of Venezuela or any of these, Zimbabwe or any of these countries where their currencies, where they're living in a zombie apocalypse right now? You and I are sitting in cushy Europe or United States, and you can have these first world discussions. But those people are benefiting right now from cryptocurrencies better than gold. Think about it like this. You have an ounce of gold and you're in Venezuela right now. How do you buy bread? Let's look at the practical uses. How do you buy bread? How do you buy food on a day-to-day basis? Well, I'll tell you how. What you would have to do is take that, gold coin and trade it in. And yeah, you'll get a ton load of bolivars today. Today. But guess what? Come tomorrow, those inflation is hitting on a daily basis. But no longer do you have that ounce of gold, because yesterday you had to trade it in for fiat yesterday. You understand what I'm saying? You can't do microtransactions. It's not as practical and applicable to a situation as cryptocurrencies, whether that's Dash, any cryptocurrency is better. Well, not any, let's stick with the big guys, Ethereum, not Ethereum. Okay, I won't get into it, but Ethereum is not a currency. I'm talking about the things that are supposed to be currencies. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dash. These things that are trying to only be a currency, that's it, would be better off than gold or silver, because it goes up. It can you benefit from the rising price of that currency, while you don't lose from the downside of the rising inflation of your local region. So as bread goes from 1,000 bolivars and tomorrow it costs 2,000, 3,000 bolivars, your cryptocurrency in that market, because think about it, about on the ground. On the ground right now in Venezuela, the price of Bitcoin is also rapidly increasing on the ground in Venezuela. So you can still buy things and do things on a daily. It's more practical. Bottom line, things have changed. It's not 2000. So if you agree with what I'm saying, but if I'm wrong, once again, if there's something I'm missing, please let me know. Have a great day.